right, and we are back in black. Hello and welcome from the break. Thank you if you are still here watching and enjoying it. Gonna quickly let Discord know that the next game is on the way. Luke, do you have any comments going forward about this matchup?
Listen, I think most people in the LCM tournament are having Aganira versus the favorites of this tournament. However, even as a participant myself, I want to say that these teams are defeatable. You need to go in with that mentality, right? Whenever you're facing one of these titans, you need to go with that mentality. Listen, if we play our best game, we can still win this. So, Blood Wolves actually, to me, look like one of the a possible top 8 contender. Frankly, they could even top 4 if they come out really good with their games. They have one of the worst draws, with I think having both Aversio and then next time they're going to be playing Agony this week. So they will have the hardest 2 games, but don't let Blood Wolves, don't let that ruin your mentality. You can win these games, and if you find a win against one of those games, just imagine the pride you can take away. Like bro, I beat Agony. Oh yo, I beat Aversio, right? So
It felt good the one time, but
yeah,
I want to point out that I did show that Starforger is jungling. This is in fact a lie. It will be Brookun, as the interview told us by Iglos. We haven't
showed that
we
yet.
haven't done that yet, right? So just before that, yeah, it will be Brookun in the jungle. So definitely look out for him. He's the OG jungler for Aversio with this new lineup, considering they do have Power here in the support role. So let's have a look at that interview real quick and we'll get right into the draft. And I did the wrong one again, recording. Alright, hello and welcome. Joining us for the second interview of the LCM event, we have Aversio Iglos. Hello.
Hello.
Alright, hello from Aversio, and hello, Blood Wolves Honoris.
Hello.
Hello, thank you both captains for joining me today. I have a few questions just so that we get to know you a bit more. Starting with Honoris, if your team had a motto, what would it be?
Solo queue for the win.
All right. I bet there's a bunch of people that agree with this, but so I am expecting a lot of solo plays rather than team plays going by this motto. I hope you can nail it down towards the end. And do you think what is your team mostly made of, cat or dog lovers?
I would say dog
All
lovers
right.
mainly.
No one likes cats in the team, or they don't have cats.
I think the majority is dogs though.
All right. I mean, dogs are men's best friend after all. I don't blame
Agreed.
you. Oh man. And if I may ask one more, how did the team begin?
Um, Two of our players have been playing for a long time, like 6, 8 years, and then over time the team got iterated to where it is today.
So you've known each other for a while, and then you met
Uh,
through other friends, I guess, right?
exactly, somewhat like that, yes.
All right. I hope we see more of you guys, and I'm really looking forward to your match today.
Thanks, good to
Oh,
be here.
let's and moving on to Iglos. On your team, who is the most flashy player?
Overall playing tonight.
Oh no! Don't tell us anything about tonight.
I mean, as in because today Brakun is making a comeback. He went away for a couple of months, so he's gonna play again.
He's gonna play
Right.
extra special, you think, today?
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. Well, a shout out to
I
Brakun
think
for being back in the
yes.
scene.
Today between him and Drakur for sure.
Alright. Looking forward to that synergy between jungle and mid. If there is something maybe that you respect about Blood Wolves, maybe if you know anything about them as a team.
I mean, they mentioned it last time, right? In every tournament, they tend to play against either us or Agili in the first round every time. So the fact that they keep trying and keep competing, it's admirable to say the least.
Yes, and in fact, this tournament they have you and then facing Agony right after. It seems to be a curse with Blood Wolves.
Oof.
I'll try to do things better next time. Sorry.
I mean, it's good for them, right? They get the toughest games in the beginning, so they can count them as scrims almost.
Yeah, I mean, then it's all uphill from there, guys. And Tipo, one last thing. Who do you think brings the best energy on your team?
Definitely Drakor.
All right, wow, that's interesting. I didn't expect that. Maybe sometimes I thought he would be more like quiet, focusing on his young cues. But
No. Sometimes I mute him.
brotherly love. There you have it, dear streamers. All right, man. I don't want to keep you long. Good luck. Good luck on your games. And yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you soon in the next game.
See you, see you.
Bye.
Thank you very much,
Virtual
and see you.
handshake.
Fist bump.
All right, all right. Friendliness and spirit of the game. Let's do it. Good luck for your games. All right. See you.
Bye bye, bye bye.
Bye bye. So.
Hasta la vista. All right, we are here. We are here indeed. This was the draft between Eversio and Bloodwolves. We do see who's that. Eversio missed a ban. So yeah, congratulations to Eversio. You are not clicking on when you need to click. But Bloodwolves, let's see what picks here. I like what they did. They went blue side and they
first
took
pick-
Yon.
Yes. Very good strategy.
But the idea here, they left Yasuo open, right? Because they banned Syndra for Drakur as well. Ziggs is an obvious Awaken ban, and Ornn is targeted towards Eyeglass. Now, in return to the Yon pick, they secured Yasuo right away. They don't want him to be banned out in the second banning phase. And then they were like, okay, we're gonna go with Gwen here. So they really blind picked that into nothing, basically. Responding to that, Bloodwolves taken Ergot, a very strong lane bully, to try and bully out Eyeglass on Gwen. In the it is him on Gwen, right? Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. And they took Lilia as well. Lilia is very strong, but it does have one problem. The ultimate gets blocked by Yasuo. And I know that Drakur, he's gonna be on point with those wind walls. It's something I can expect seeing. Yes, it is very nice to see Brickcoon playing. He's the OG Versio jungler. So yeah, shout outs to Brickcoon on the cameo. He's playing as a substitute for this event alongside with Miku, another old-time Versio player. Getting back into the draft, I don't know if you want to say something maybe about the next set of bans. I mean, what's that? Zaya for...
I don't understand the core.
Are we missing a champion?
Oh,
My bad. So I guess Gwen and
Gwen was
Yasuo were picked into Ergot and Lilia.
yeah.
What was the first?
Sejuani, it seems. Sejuani
Ah.
respawn, which makes more sense. You know, picking Gwen into. Wait, does that make sense?
Okay,
picking
okay.
Gwen into
Sorry.
an Ergot?
Let's start over, okay?
Restarting.
Yes.
New.
So, Bloodwolves first pick Yon. Great. Eversio, hey, we don't want Yon Sejuani.
Sejuani.
That's a strong combination, and we play Sejuani ourselves. So let's do the next best thing. Sejuani with Yasuo. Yasuo, Sejuani with Yasuo, yes. So then Bloodwolves, they blind Ergot, and then they take Lilia as a jungle pick. Which leaves Eversio some counterplay option here with Yasuo into Lilia to block Herald. And Eyeglass said, you know what, I can take on Ergot with my Gwen. Now, he's not the best Gwen, he's admitted that himself, but I'm curious to see how it goes this game. Would you like to take us through the next set of bans here? perhaps?
Yeah, then Versa respond with a Poppy ban. Perhaps, you know, they did the research, saw Poppy, and also against the Yasuo, it does block his dashes, it does block some of Gwen's dashes as well. The Corki ban, a very interesting but not something I would ban out against Aversio. I mean, they haven't looked like a Corki team at all. I'm not sure if Awaken can play Corki, but although it's a very strong AD carry, you can still kind of punish it. And you know, if they were thinking perhaps of Ashe, it would have been, I think it's a fine matchup. Then Aversio did miss the ban, it is what it is. And then the Nico ban coming out, another interesting ban, I think here perhaps targeted towards a bear against Miku, against Prower, against Prower.
He's a very good Nico player. He has a high win rate on it, and I think Nico is one of these champs that if you face someone that's really good, you might want to consider not playing against it. It's something similar to Shaco, perhaps. He's quite a an interesting champion. It does mean that Aversio here do have the next pick. They went for the
Zaya.
Zaya Meteor, right? And Blood Wolves lock in Ash Brom. Good combination here. Ash Brom very strong together. So we do see a lot of control with Blood Wolves, a lot of DPS with Lilia, Ash, and Yon on top of that. I'm really curious to see how this game goes. Let's have a look, and in the meanwhile we can get right into the game. So let's start off with that. No more waiting. It's time for the action. Oh boy.
Ooh, and we are in this game. Blood Wolves facing one of the biggest Maltese titans, Aversio. These are gonna be Aversio, one of the favorites to win the entire LCM. Blood Wolves, for their first game, have the road set out for them. Can they challenge the Titans and can they find the win, which, you know, would redefine what people think of them? I think if any team that is able to find some wins against the favorites, they're gonna have a very good run. Blood Wolves start with a 5-man stack looking for the invade. Good word coming out from Prower will spot them out, and they decide to call it off. I think they spot the words there.
I love the energy that Aversio bring to the table when you're facing them. We already see Blood Wolves here with some strategies with that level 1 invade into the ward drop. Definitely something that makes Blood Wolves try a bit harder, try a bit to excel here, and I'm really looking forward to see more out of them. They're definitely one of our hidden gem teams that are looking to make a statement about their gameplay, and I'm definitely looking forward to this game. In the meanwhile, here in the top side, Blood Wolves might catch Igloss here. A big flip from the Ergot. Igloss, you're trolling. The game's just starting. What are you doing? Azakana here and Unchained all get a piece of the pie. Yon getting that first blood. Drakur is now nervous. His brother in game has given a kill to his brother in the lore.
Damn, man, the story writes itself, man. The story writes itself. I mean, and who better champion to give that kill to? Igloss there not respecting Blood Wolves at all. And we are speaking about Blood Wolves needing perhaps that mental boost, you know, you're facing one of these titans, you're already excited. Well, what's more exciting than finding a free Gwen in your jungle and giving that pick onto Yon? Now, Blood Wolves will, it's not like this defines the game, right? But a good advantage. Till now, you know, this Yon still has to spend the money, so it's chill. We are seeing Aversio's bot side having the first level 2, having the first level up, looking to get priority in the lane. Interestingly, we're seeing the junglers like on different sides of the jungle. So Sejuani is spotting towards the top side, and Lilia spotting towards the bot side. I guess from that, the win Aversio can take is they know exactly how Lilia is spotting. She is spotting from top to bot, and because she was spotted. Meanwhile, you know, their Blood Wolves are not sure where the Sejuani might be, so I would like to see here Diablo perhaps play a bit respectful.
A bit perhaps of an untraditional start here by Ashe. Long start with the potion there for Ashe. It's not really something we see. I'm curious to see what turns from that. Maybe it's something that Ashe specific can do. I do trust in the builds in this case. In the meanwhile, of course, despite getting first blood, Azakana has yet to recall on Yon. So definitely gonna be looking at that first recall to make a difference in this lane. In the meanwhile, Lilia into Sejuani. Lilia should be able to clear a bit faster. Considering they started off the play with level 1, both junglers finished their camps at approximately the same time. We do see a reset from Igloss in top, and Ergot is taking his in the meanwhile.
I'm not sure what your thoughts are. I'm Yon Doran Shield or Doran Blade against Yasuo. This might be, I think, one of the scenarios where you would prefer a Doran's Blade.
It depends on what they're looking for. If he's looking for short trades, he does have that shield, so does Yasuo to some extent. I think it's not really that big a deal in terms of what you take here, but for sure it is definitely showing some respect towards Drakur, wanting to stay healthy in this lane. He thinks maybe he can scale better than Yasuo. Yon definitely has that strength. We've seen how strong he can be in Worlds, and we've never really seen Yasuo being played, so there's something about that. The wind wall going out, not really sure what it's meant to deflect there. it does force Drakur off the wave there. Meanwhile, bot lane here, nothing really happening, but both Eversio and Bloodwolves bot lane pretty much just staring at each other. CS wise, we are a bit up on Bloodwolves side, but pretty much even from both AD carries. The big CS diff is in top lane here. Gwen, despite her first blood, is in fact up in CS quite a lot, almost double on what Ergot has. That's really not something you want as Ergot. You want to be pressuring and bullying this Gwen harder than this for sure, as later on he will be able to solo you. This is the only time you have to maybe put some pressure, so looking forward to see what Bloodwolves do for this top lane.
Yeah, and something I want to point out in that mid play that happened a bit long ago is that how long the junglers took to recall. We are seeing just how many camps are up for these junglers and how late they are to their second clear, and because of this, we might see some like funky pathing, looking maybe for a gank or so. Sejuani was going to gank, but needs to understand, listen, so many of my camps are up, I really want to get this clear going. Lila just looking to do her clear. Sejuani noticing, listen, we can collapse on this Yone. This Yone will use his E, dodges away. Brickoon now just like, shows them mid, and if you're Lilia here, you press tab, you take note of just how many jungle camps have been cleared, and now you think, listen, I don't know if you continue with the full clear and cross map the Drake, or you go, maybe it's time for me to do Grumps, because Ergot can move first, and Gwen has to collect the stop wave, so grab started.
I like this play from Bloodwolves here, noticing that they could go for the grubs. Iglos not in a way to respond. That big play on ganking mid does get the Ergot a bit back in his CS deficit. But meanwhile, the Versu here do engage on this. Once again, we're seeing these grub fights being critical. Yonald coming through, but Gwen pretty much negating that. We do see a big turnaround here from Bloodwolves. 1-for-1 traded jungle for top lane. As Drakur and Iglos now chasing the Lilia. Never really a good thing. She's like the singed of jungle. Azakana now dashing in. Drakur on the cups of dying. The flash from Azakana does come through, putting him down. So does Iglos follow. The brothers in game are trolling. No, I'm joking. But so far, really great plays here by Bloodwolves. Great to respond, taking on fights that they know they can win. Eversio maybe pushing their advantages a bit too much, looking like more confident, but in the end, not taking the calculated events they needed. So well done for Bloodwolves on capitalizing in this play.
So it looked really good there for Eversio at the start of the fight, but I think they overchased there, and you said this Lily is the sense of jungle. You don't want to chase into her, she's fast, she can put out the damage with the passive. Azakana here, perhaps a bit caught out, you were a bit too aggressive there. Understand, listen, your jungler needs to clear, you have your supports just recalled, you don't have any vision, Prower is roaming, he's in fog of war, you need to respect that. And now this Yone is being chased deep inside the jungle, he must look for an execute here.
Oh yes, Drakur is hard on the chase, Eversio really want to take him down. It is an execute, a brilliant play by Azakana, turning things around. He was forced to crash the wave, and that's where Eversio took advantage of him. But in the meanwhile now, BLW are on the return. But here, Unchained, you're a bit too deep, my friend. That's 3 against you. You're pushing the advantage a bit too much, maybe getting excited of the initial plays. And now we are going to throw away our first or second death from... Oh, do we go for the same play? Oh no,
no, it's not
Eversio are going to be haunted by this tower for sure tonight.
I mean, well played. I think a nice idea from the side of Unchained to perhaps look for the pick onto the Prower, as we're gonna see him eventually fall. He does force, I think, the Iglos ultimate there, the Gwen ultimate. Nice idea to perhaps try and pick out the Prower who puts him to sleep, but as soon as you notice that there's backup, you need to back off there, respect. Well played though, and Bloodwolves still sitting at a 1k gold lead. This top side not looking the prettiest. The CS now, actually, as I say that, and we see the scoreboard, Ergot is back. I mean, the CS lead is now basically equal. If you consider that wave still has to be collected by Ergot, one can say Ergot has the slight advantage. 1 or 2 creeps, but this bot lane till now very passive. As Ashe ult does come out, and then we can just ease that and sit in the cozy campfire of Prower and just get his health back.
Yeah, this Ashe ult being down though does mean that this dragon play we're playing for can be a bit risky, as ults are down on our side. The Yone though, the 3-1 Yone, can force to come and help you here. So this Drake does go down for Blood Wolves. So far we're seeing a beautiful game in this early game for Blood Wolves. I really like to see how we transition this into the mid game. Gwen will be scary here as most of the team wants to go in, but Ashe and Brom can definitely kite her out after W. So I'm looking forward to these fights. Curious to see what will happen. A decent CS gap though, I must admit, in this bot lane. Zaya though on 90 CS, about a 30 CS lead. Not sure what's going on there. But other than that, pretty much even across the board. Blood Wolves slightly ahead in gold.
Yeah, and I think that Dragon was free because Sejuani was spotted. They had a deep vision in their topside jungle. So Sejuani was spotted in the ward. Blood Wolves immediately make the call. Listen, Sejuani is on the other side of the map. It's a free dragon. And they just understand that. Well played. I like how Blood Wolves are playing the game. I mean, they are getting objectives. They are even in the game. They actually have a small lead. And their lanes are all doing really well against Aversio. And I mean, this is not what was expected. I think most of us were not expecting to see Blood Wolves here, like, looking for the win. But till now, it's anyone's game. As I don't know, like, the Grubs fight now. Do you fight it if you're Blood Wolves? If you look at your items, what items do you have completed? That's going to be the biggest decision that you need to make. This Yone needs to look for, I think, for a reset as soon as Blade of the Ruined King completed his inventory.
Now, despite their lead, I do think that they are kind of on equal grounds, as you are saying, in terms of items. Lilia and Yone are so close to their core items. They really need to consider that before trying to fight here. As Sejuani and the Yasuo here will be very strong. Gwen is also pushing in top. Top will be first to respond. Lilia is gonna probably get caught out here yet on the second time. He does manage to ult and W away, but the chase from Aversio here does lead into a kill. In the meanwhile, Azakana is going deep, trying to salvage this play. You see damage across the board. Some on Brickun, some on Iglos, some on Drakur. The focus is just not there, but a big re-engage with Urgot, such a strong champion in these close quarter fights. The Drakur ultimate comes through, and Urgot pretty much runs through them and gets a triple kill. Meanwhile, at the same time, Awaken fully engages on Onuris, taking him down, and the bot solo play 1v1 engage. So we see winning Blood Wolves in the top side, and a slight loss there in the bot lane. Would like to see this Lilia perhaps play a bit more around her team and not getting caught out. I think that's gonna be a big deal if we keep doing that in the future. But so far, Blood Wolves managing to salvage these situations.
I mean, listen, a very good, I think, still fight for Blood Wolves there. If only Honorus was not caught out against Awaken there, would have been a really good play. However, Pony is just there to catch the wave, and Honorus on this Ashe will be falling slightly behind now. Awaken already has a level advantage. I already has also, I think, a lot of CS advantage there. So very, very interesting to how this game develops now. You know, you have 5 grabs secured for Blood Wolves. Brickun looking to perhaps pick off Diablo on this top side. Diablo will find the flip. He's trying to 2v1. Iglos very close to the execute range. Unchained here to help his top laner. Flashes in. Shutdown on the side of this Gwen. Brickun will find the passive stun. Iglos very low. Ticking. He has a double buff. He uses ultimate. Unchained needs to run away. However, Iglos styles on them with the Gwen ultimate and is able to find the double kill. So unfortunate for the side of Blood Wolves. It was looking so good until Iglos turned on the keyboard. I don't know, man, that was just amazing.
Yeah, it must have been so frustrating being Lilia there, going a bit too early inside the Gwen Q range. Does get punished for it, so in the end, well played to Iglos University for turning that. Looked so good for Blood Wolves, but we are maybe extending our lead a bit too much before taking resets and maybe looking for plays that we could get countered for.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I don't really hate. I think if you're Blood Wolves there, you're like, oh my god, we can actually get the double kill. And credit where credit is due, Diablo played that really well. He was in a 2v1 for so long. He was able to find a lot of crucial damage down onto the Gwen. Also was able to chunk down Brickun quite a lot. So Diablo on this Urgot was playing that really, really well. I really want to give him credit because he made the 2v1 almost possible. Lilia there flashes in, but not just enough damage, just not enough like maybe not enough abilities to find that kill. As we see Bloodwolves now choosing to collapse. Azakana will go in, Zyult forced out. Unchained will get root on their tower. Sejuani now here to respond. Unchained will be the one to die. Teleport coming out. Azakan running away. Pony running away. Bloodwolves now are running away. Prowler very low. Maybe they can find the pick somehow, but he's just playing it safe. And man, well played there.
A nice idea to gank here. Sadly, the Yonald not having a connection there. In the meanwhile as well, sadly Unchained does also follow. Lilia, definitely something you want to be a bit more attentive in your positioning, as this quite a squeeze gem. Azakana though looking for a potential steal it, he will get comboed, and that's a lot of damage coming through, so much CC, he can't even snap back. Shutdown going down now to Drakur, pretty much nullifying a lot of the earlier strengths he had. This game is slowly turning into a Versio's favor, if not already there. Gold wise, we're for sure there. 3k up for Versio. Bloodwolves, what's happening? Where's that early game gone? You were doing so well so far.
That's just an overconfident there step on the side of Yon, not knowing, perhaps underestimating the CC chain that Aversio can lay down there with the Sejuani. You cannot snap back if you're CC'd on Yon, and he was just CC'd there, not able to snap back, able to pick him off, and even you're not gonna outsmite a Sejuani with smite. It's not gonna happen. You just never go for that play. You understand that Dragon is lost there, and you look for cross map. You look to shove in mid to maybe then rotate to top, or you look to just collect a wave, get tempo with the recall. This is how you play when you know something is lost. You cannot be desperate for the scenarios, and it's not a stage where you should be desperate. It's only a versus first Dragon. You don't have to steal it. It's not that important, right? So. We do see Azakana now going onto Iglos dashing away and, just able to survive. Honoris in this bot side though is getting blasted. This Zaya has 2 levels on him. Like, it is not gonna be fun to play as Honoris. They are cross-mapping. Bloodwolves, very good cross-map here, trying to perhaps find this damage or find the tier 1 on the top side, as someone is definitely no one's saying Claret. I forgot the power of the grubs, as Bloodwolves are able to secure this first tower, but now teleport is being forced on the side of the zone to mid lane, as Aversio looking to crash this Herald into the second tier tower of mid.
Yeah, but overall here we're looking like the game is a bit at a stalemate here before either team does their next play. Slowly though, but surely, Versio are creeping up. Yasuo lands the tornado, no engage though to follow. Big engage here on the Milio though, Prowler getting caught off guard, but in the meanwhile the retaliation from Sejuani. Drakur coming in, landing the ult as well to retaliate back on Azakana. He will get focused down though, Drakur being on the return of that. Prowler short to follow, and Briku now running away for dear life, as the chained abilities here by Lilia and Yon do secure it. So Bloodwolves, we still have it, but yet again Honoris caught on the sideline by Awaken. Awaken seems to be living in this bot lane. He does not want to roam mid at all. Honoris caught off guard there while his team is securing these mid lane objectives. Small little mistakes made by Bloodwolves, if only they were not done. Such a good game so far. I'm loving it for their first game against one of the harder teams here to play in this event. Definitely making a name for themselves. And meanwhile here, Unchained showing Awaken what his stick looks like.
Yeah, I mean, Awaken there just outplaying it, I think. Like, understanding that Honoris, not gonna check that bush and just able to find him once again. Like, Honoris, you need to be more careful in that scenario. Understand, you don't know where Desire went. Desire is stronger than you. She can 1v1 you, and you need to be that extra more careful. Maybe use your E if you have this, your hawk shot if you have it up, or use your words to check for bushes, or just simply don't overstep. When your team is doing a play in mid, it's unfortunate to say the least. Bloodwolves though, like, even in kills and even they're not that far behind, I feel. It is unfortunate, right? Because they look such a good start, and they're just finding these small mistakes. They are not like big mistakes which lose them the game, but they find something and then they lose it. It's like 1 step forward, 2 step backwards kind of scenario, and it must not feel good for the side of Blood Wolves, because they're like, man, it just feels so doable, but yet we're not able to get it as they are sitting 3 men on a ward here. And with that information, would love to see a Versa perhaps either try and find a fight, or, you know, Iglos understanding, listen, they're all in mid, I can maybe look for a 1v1. However, Diablo is not gonna let him get away with that, as Diablo will be able to find the solo kill onto Iglos.
Good to point out that Gwen here had 2 items and Urgot has 1. And it's mostly like armor as well. Wow, it's very strong to play Urgot into Gwen, seems like. Iglos did fail a bunch of his abilities, that's true to say, but in the meanwhile, a big engage here from Blood Wolves, a great ultimate by Lilia, 3-man. We are slowly taking down Brickcoon, but in the meanwhile, nothing coming through it. The focus there on the tank doesn't lead to much, which leaves Drakur here open with a tornado. Asakana getting called out, Awaken dropping 2 feathers there. Prower trying to land his Q, but in the meanwhile, Blood Wolves are on the defense, walking back slowly. Teleport coming down now from Iglos. This dragon will surely be secured by Aversio with the retaliated play. Blood Wolves look so strong there on the engage, but slowly they did get forced out for this objective. Iglos looking really strong right now on that teleport.
I'm not sure if Blood Wolves were tracking Iglos teleport, but if that teleport, they knew the teleport was available, I would have loved Urgot to actually stay topside there and just collect the top tier 2 and give up Drake. They were already out of it, and by the time Iglos had spawned, they already were out. And this Urgot now being in the bottom side of the jungle will not achieve anything. However, if he just stayed top and was able to hit that top tier 2 tower, and they were just like, give up the Drake, they give Urgot some gold, you're never gonna win this Drake because your team is already chunked out. And you know, I think just a bit of a small macro misplay there on the side of Diablo. So would have loved to see him stay top, understand, yeah, I mean, if we'll fight here, it's already lost, we shouldn't fight, let me just collect the 600 gold, like, you know, find more tempo on the map, get rid of this tower. As now we are seeing perhaps a play for Nash, Brickcoon able to find a smite onto that scatter scrab, and now just waiting on this Baron play. I would say I think Baron is gonna be the objective for both teams as they are equal in gold. We're seeing top lane on 2 items, everyone's like almost equal items. The only small advantage I can see off the bat is that Yon has completed the 2nd item while Yasuo has not. So if you maybe can find this pick on this Yasuo, or you can look in the small window Blood Wolves have, it would be really nice. However, this is going to be easier said than done. Let's see, as you know, Aversio I think are really good at stalling out the game and denying all the vision. Also, something I want to point out, Iglos doesn't have teleport, Urgot does, so I would love to see even more now Blood Wolves playing for this Baron. Understand that Iglos without his teleport cannot join a Baron fight. And yes, maybe you lose your bot tier too, but if you're able to find Baron or a fight, it is gonna be worth it as soon as you clear like a wave in the bot side. However, it is now a Versus which are putting 4 men in the top side jungle as Asakana dashes forward, and I think Brickcoon now signals to his Drakur, listen, we can find the pick as Yasuo also will come out. Now stand on the Sejuani ult does come out, and Razakan is chain CC. Sejuani will block the ultimate with her body as Azakana will fall here. Shutdown goes into Yasuo, and now a lot of pings coming down on this Baron. With Lilia now, as soon as she appears on that wave, I think Aversio will pull the trigger, and they do so immediately, very understandably so. Lilia, man, I don't think you should have showed them bot lane there. As soon as you showed, they were immediately gonna start. However, Lilia very fast champion. Urgot, Diablo, TPing in. It is now their fight to take. Pony the first one there, eating all of the damage. Look it coming out. Diablo will eat up Prower. Freer coming of the Drakur as 2 members fall down. Awaken, forced to flash out of the pit as Brickcoon now falling as well. And Aversio just leashed the Baron for Blood Wolves. What is happening?
Wow. Blood Wolves are still in it. We are fighting to bare bones. Aversio, man, these calls, I think sometimes we're taking a bit, maybe a bit too risky, but I don't mind it. We thought jungler bot lane, but it was a bit too much aggressive on that Baron, perhaps. Great return by Blood Wolves. Hey, we're enjoying it. We have such a strong comp. I would love to see them stack more often and fight. We seem to be always trying to push different lanes at the same time, but their team fight is so incredibly strong, especially in these close quarters. Ergot is one of these champions. He's very similar to Gwen in that in close quarters he's gonna be doing a lot of damage on your team. So great play here by Bloodwolves. We're still in it. The gold wise we are now on top. What a roller coaster of a game, back and forth across the board. So much more closer here to say who will win this game overall. I must say, 24 minutes in.
Now here's the thing, right? This, I think, where a lot of teams will struggle against higher teams such as Averse and Agony is, yes, you have a burn, you have a gold advantage, but how do you actually close out the game, right? This requires a lot of macro, where perhaps, yes, you will have teams which can out micro Averse and Agony. When it comes to macro, I think Averse are really good in understanding how to defend and how to, like, they're taking all the waves, and we're seeing here, even though Bloodwolves do have the Baron, they're not really shoving waves, they're not really taking or pressuring any of the towers, and Diablo is caught out on this top side. Now someone is forced to respond for there, and I don't think the Hex Dragon here is the correct call. I think with this Baron buff, you should be looking to snowball the game. You're gonna give up so much. Top tier 2 might fall, Azakan forced to TP, now mid tier 2 is gonna get pressured. This is just not the call. You have Baron buff, you should be the one pushing the sides, then looking to, like, maybe find after you shove everything, find some damage on the tower. You're able to do this dragon because Aversa are unable to respond. You don't drop your sides to the dragon. This is, like, very small but very important. And now Unchained caught out here, so he forced to run away, and this Baron buff, although very nice on the side of Bloodwolves to find it, has not done anything except give them the 1.5k gold from killing it. It is so unfortunate, and this is the struggle, I think, of playing against such a good team that understands where they need to be on the map. They just, you got a buff, good luck, you cannot use it. Bot is shoved in, top is gonna be like, the master control on the side of Aversa when it comes to wave management. And this is the harder part of playing League of Legends. It's understanding the current game state, what you need to do, right? I mean, it is what it is. Credit to Bloodwolf still for, like, they're still in this game. It isn't lost, it's just an even game now. But they had a chance and they missed it. Now they need to find another chance. And this Gwen looking around 3 items now. I don't see too much Ammar. Could be a monster coming into the future fight. Or perhaps could just be picked out here. Nope, just dashed away to safety. So, next fight is gonna be, I think, around Dragon or Nash again. And Dragon right now is very low priority. Anyone of these teams would love to have Baron instead of this Dragon. So, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I still think it's quite fairly even. Even the gold says so. In fact, Bloodwolves are slightly above as well. Despite the play, we still have a good team fight. I would just love to see Bloodwolves stacking a bit more, like 4-1 or like all together, getting a shoved in lane like they're doing with top lane, but not going that deep, and instead looking to find the pick real quick. But it's back to farming. Like, why is Yon going so far deep into bot lane at this point? Like, we should maybe either look to be playing into the top side together, something along this line, or maybe if they overextend like this here in the mid lane, we can look to maybe find an engage with Lilia. In the meanwhile, Yon will be responding for Gwen before the push is coming in. He will get caught out here though by Gwen's sheer amount of damage, but the return almost being able to get something off there, but Gwen's snip abilities snipped him away in game. And here we are. So Aversior stacking in enemy red side. Gonna play for this bot lane tier 2 altogether, potentially looking to find a pick as Brickone and Awaken approach the tier 2 of bot lane alongside Eyeglass.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to defend this Bloodwolves. Was that the ult that came out? Diablo? Huh? Okay. Misclick most likely. Don't wanna say anything. He's been playing this game really well. So unfortunately they're on the side of Diablo, and now we are just gonna have Aversio running down the enemy base as they're looking to secure this inhibitor, and now can they perhaps secure even more? They might just use the Hex Gates to go out, as Lilia's laning against the Yasuo top side. Pretty not sure if that's fun for Lilia. And now we're just in a scenario where, yeah, Aversa just got an inhibitor, and now they're gonna use the super minions in bot side. I'm calling it already to get this Nash. So they're gonna use the super minions, which is slowly gonna shove in. They're gonna patiently play around the Nash, which is gonna be spawning in less than a minute, and then from there, they will look to snowball the game and close it out 100%.
Yeah, a lot of items here coming for all sides. To be honest, Lilia having her 2 item, almost potentially finishing that realize. We see Yon on 3 items, and so is Ash. Meanwhile, Awaken has also the same item spike, but just the BF sword on top. If there was ever a time to fight, it would be now, as the difference in mid lane items, not really that much. And overall here, Lilia will definitely do a good number on Sejuani. Let's see, the Blood Wolves are stacked up here. The checking there from the tornado, big outlance, wind wall going down, but not much happening. Baron is already started by Aiglos. He's at half health at the moment. Do we get another throw by Aversio around this Baron?
I mean, respecting the fact that Ergot has TP there, Diablo in the same position. If he TP'd there like last time, I was be able to find the picks. And the Aversio decided to play slow. Listen, we don't have to force it right now. Diablo, this wave will still. Inhibitor is down for the next 5 minutes, so you can have opportunity to fight around this Baron. As Blood Wolves look for this Hextech Dragon, they look to put themselves on soul point, and if Aversa spot this out, I think they're just going to be late for this. Iglos just taking top tier 2. You know, this, as I said, this Dragon right now not this important. I don't think the game will go for soul, as Diablo does look for the solo kill. However, man, just not enough damage there, unfortunately, as Iglos is able to collect that kill, and now looking to go back and teleport into the next fight. We are seeing Blood Wolves scattering to clear out the ward so that Gwen doesn't have a teleport. However, Gwen now TPing behind enemy lines, goes on to Unchained. Unchained forced off the Baron, and now there's gonna be, I think, a clean Baron, as Yon is forced to pick off that bot wave. And just as I stated, this bot wave now is a problem. You cannot contest Baron, you need to always have someone collecting that. It is so hard, and the Verse are just so good at playing with their waves.
Yeah, nice game all the way through. Aversio do manage to return in this mid to late game, proving their prowess over the sides. But as I say this, Iglos, will you get caught out? The Lilia R does get popped, a bunch of damage coming through, but Iglos is healing a lot from his passive ability, almost taking down Unchained, but in the end, Blood Wolves do take him down. Mr. Pony does secure the kill. While that is happening, Aversio do shove in this mid lane with Baron buff, taking that mid lane tier 3. Blood Wolves return to respond, but Sejuani is on the in the back line there, coming slowly but surely on her majestic pig, looking to maybe fight and maybe find them a good fight here. Back to pushing. This is what Aversio are known for. The team that I think can be familiarized by one champion, probably Ziggs. This is like their go-to champion if he's ever open, always on the push. And we're seeing a lot of that style coming through here as we are pressuring both lanes at the same time. Meanwhile, Blood Wolves look to potentially engage here.
I mean, good
Slow
opportunity
engage.
there.
So disengaged here by Aversio. Nothing much happens.
Yeah, Azakana realizing perhaps that Yasuo was backed off and was looking for an opportunity to engage. And now, Aversa just using this Baron buff, be annoying as possible. Don't let them walk out of their jungle. You know, as you have your recess coming through on the side of Gwen and Yasuo. I don't know how you play this if you're Blood Wolves now. I mean, I know how to play this. You want to team fight as 5, you know, find the win here and play as 5 to try and find the Mercur's team fight, and then from that start finding perhaps a Hextech solo or so win condition. So find a fight around this dragon, find a fight around maybe next Baron, and try to 5v5 them. As we have already praised this team for being really nice in their team fights, they have found most of their kills in skirmishes and team fights, and it would be amazing to see a final 5v5. Perhaps they can even find the edge there. Let's see. Aversio, they're playing a 1-3-1. Really interesting here. Basically shoving all the lanes there, as Now Iglos going onto the zone. Iglos is destroying people's health, but the sleep does come through. Teleport first out. Azakana will be the first one to fall. As Sejuani comes out and Unchained goes as Iglos secures himself a double kill. Now it's looking very dire for Bloodwolves. They need to defend. Their inhibitors just came back up, so no super minions. There is that saving grace. However, this cannon power empowered will be really strong. As now, Bloodwolves are on their back's foot. It's now or never, they have to go in. Onur is trying to DPS strike this Brickcoon, but Brickcoon, so tanky. Everybody's just hitting the Nexus, and it is game. It has been, ever since this Nexus turret has fallen down, and even though Bloodwolves has shown that they have potential, they have shown they're not a team to be underestimated, as they almost knocked down the Titans that are Aversio. Aversio still remind us they are the favorites of this tournament, and they come out on top for this game.
Yeah. Wow, big well played there, GG's to both sides. Bloodwolves, you played an impressive game, and I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing more matches out of you for sure. Quickly gonna pan back to us while I get our replay set up. We're gonna try to do an interview with the MVP. I would imagine it's gonna be probably Iglos getting so much pressure down and kills. I want to highlight a quick play here on the grubs that was done earlier. I think Bloodwolves played that really well in general. Sorry for leaving the graphic up, but we see as I go back to the game. Yeah, alright, so the first play here, pretty much catching this small invade, being quick to return, was a well studied event that got them off on the right foot. But the real action really started when we saw this was the first grubs fight, right? Oy. Sorry for being a boomer. I had the time somewhere. 1:30.
I think the grub fight happened. This. Where Blood
This was the second one, no?
No, first. Look, this is third one. No, this is second, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
So here, we saw that Iglos had to return for the wave. It's kind of a bit forced. Meanwhile, Diablo and Unchained are trying to secure these grabs. They engage on Diablo, who flashes out, and a big Yon Al does fail with Gwen. But in return, here, the damage between Lilia and Yon is enough to take down Brickcoon. Drakur and Iglos on the chase, but will not catch on to Lilia, giving enough time for Yon to return and their abilities to come off cooldown. Drakur for so low that a flash from Azakana finishes him off, and soon to follow was Iglos. Prower trying to salvaging the situation, forced to flash there, almost getting caught out himself. Great play there, and we also see somewhat of a similar situation here happening around the second grubs. As we can see, Bloodwolves are setting up, and so are Aversio this time. Both sides seem to be able to respond, as Gwen does have priority here in the top side. We do see the combination of Drakur, Prower and Brickcoon looking for a catch, and it is Unchained as Iglos returns. The sleep does go down though, not really accomplishing much as she does go down. This was a big play here by Diablo, and yet again Azakana working along as a team. The Ashalt coming in from downtown, taking down Drakur, their main damage source. It slowly but surely does reduce. Iglos and Brickcoon short to follow thanks to Urgot having Black Cleaver. The damage coming through there, close to Black Cleaver, the damage coming through from Yon and Urgot was enough to take down the last few kills, securing the second pair of grabs. Overall, these plays did make the game last a lot longer. In the end here, it was a 35-minute game, but small mistakes here and there did slowly put Black Wolves back behind. A great game from both sides and well played to Aversio.
Yeah, I mean, well played on both teams there. Respect to Bloodwolves for putting up such a good fight. However, Aversio are the winners of this game, and I think we're going to be heading with an interview with Iglos very, very soon. So, we're just going to quickly do a message and quickly get into this interview. So, yeah.
Yeah, just waiting on Iglos here, who was chosen to be their team's MVP. Now, I'm not sure if as the captain, maybe that's his own choice. You know, he's like, I want to to talk on stream, but he did have a great run. Hello, Iglos, are you there? Oh wait,
Yes, yes.
one moment. So I'll take over the interview a bit because I do need my headphones. Meanwhile, hello, Mr. Iglos, are you here?
Yes, yes, نسمعك.
Yes. Okay. So you're on stream right now. Um, how was the feeling during the game? It looked really rough a bit early. Were you always was the team always in a relaxed, calm state playing the game, or was there maybe a bit of maybe stress going on after some of the plays?
I mean, to be honest, it wasn't the cleanest, but it was fun.
Yep.
I wanted to leave their comfort picks open as much as possible, so they get to showcase, their best champions, which
Right.
I think they did well, especially Diablo and his Ergot. I knew it would be an interesting lane. But yes, after the second grab fight, we said, okay, let's lock in, let's play smart,
It does.
let's forget about that Baron play, the first one.
Yeah, it does make sense that you say that. I think up to the second Grubs fight, Black Wolves, Blood Wolves were looking really strong. It's great to see examples of how to slowly turn things around. We did see some great macro decisions as always from Aversio getting better pushes in comparison. So that was really well played in general.
And
So I guess
also credit to Bracone. He ganked me just before plates went down, and I got a double kill and 4 plates from that, so it was a 3k gold swing in our favor on
oh
me.
wow, that's you're definitely the champion you don't want fed. I think you and Ergot are pretty much similar champs, but Ergot has that early to mid game. If you get fed, you're gonna be having that late game in a nutshell. Managing to even solo Azakana many times despite having his lead just goes to show how strong Gwen is when she does get enough gold to function basically.
Mhm.
If you would have any advice for your opponents, what would it be?
Um, I would say that they need to be able to track where we are on the map better. They had instances where they could have used our position to engage harder or do something better on the map. They ended up using a lot of their teleports to stop our plays, but then they didn't have them when objectives spawned, which was good for us.
All right, so maybe even like trading some objectives for others as well. If maybe not trying to
I
save
mean,
everything.
what I can remember is that Ergot recalled instead of pushing tier 2 top.
That was a similar play to what Luke was saying. I don't know if you're hearing
Uh-huh.
a bit
No,
on the
no,
headphones
nothing. But
because it's all headphones unfortunately. But
It's okay.
he's mentioning the ergot
There
tier
was
two
another
object.
one. They were 3 men pushing top side, and they had to teleport mid lane to stop our rift. They could have, I think, kept someone or 2 of them to keep pushing the tier 2 as well. But yeah,
So
overall
some
it was a fun game.
it was definitely a very fun game to cast. It wasn't as one-sided as our first one, but in this case, I really liked what Blood Wolves had to offer. They're definitely gonna be on my list of I'm gonna watch out for them and look out for their stuff. I really liked how they played their level one, their invades. They had it all planned out with the ward. Looking like a team that learns as it goes and definitely has plans in the making. So let's see what they can accomplish for sure. But in your case, coming back to you, if I can, if it was not Gwen, would there have been any other champion you would have played here on your second pick?
I mean, I had
You were up
we
against
picked
Ergot,
we
right?
picked R3, right?
Yeah.
And we knew they were gonna play Lilia Ergot Yon. I mean, Darius was open.
Yeah, definitely
Ilawi
something
was
some people on the
Ilawi was
chat.
a shout.
Oh, we've never seen your Ilawi, I think, or it's very rare that you bust it out. Fair to say it's not maybe the most competitively viable champion, but a strong champion
Uh,
nonetheless.
I
What do
mean,
you
we had
think?
Sejuani. Renekton was a shout as well.
Yeah, so a lot of like strong aggressive picks into Ergot. Do you think the matchup would be tough to face against Ergot, or was Gwen the best choice here? I mean, Darius is a clear winner for you for sure.
It's quite a skill matchup. That one. It's not that easy. Gwen. It depends on how the Ergot plays it. In this case, he let me get push. I got perfect CS for my first base, so I was able to recall with a refill and cull. If grabs didn't happen, basically I would have been 50, 60
Yes.
CS up at 14 minutes.
A gank in mid lane and a little chase around the map by both Yon and Lilia early on got the air got back on the CS train. So yeah, all in all though, it was a great match to watch. A nice way to start off the LCM for sure. And of
Uh-huh.
course, I look forward to your next matches. When is your next match? I should know, but let's see.
I mean, it
Uh,
depends. We're playing in the UK tomorrow
yes,
versus Rise,
you have also
looking
on
to
Thursday.
secure second or third place. Yes, on Thursday as well against Chemtech.
Yes, and then
And then we have a game on Friday against
oh, our first game winners. It's almost like the first two teams to win are gonna be facing off each other.
I
That's
need to
great
see
to
that
see.
game, by the way. Was it good?
Yes, it was fun to watch as well. Definitely
Alright.
was looking good in the beginning, and slowly a favorite was picked. Let's say, but eventually,
And remind me, they're from UNE or Turkish server?
UNA.
UNE?
Yeah.
Alright.
So looking forward to a Versio against HSG, but and thank you for joining us in this interview. I'm gonna close out the stream soon.
Always a pleasure.
Until we have you again. And Blood Wolves, if you're watching, man, you really impressed us. I'm looking forward to your next games.
I'm sorry, you guys. I think Ergot will be banned.
Yeah. And Yon, I know I don't want to play against Yon for sure. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah.
Yat was better, apparently.
Nah. These champions. Remove them from the game. Oh yeah. Give
Ah,
us
they're fun.
2 events. Alright. I'm gonna leave you, Mr. Iglas. Thank you for joining us again, and good luck for your next matches. Tomorrow
Thanks, guys.
especially. Yep.
See
You're
you.
welcome. Bye bye.